Good day, everyone, and welcome to News Trading. We are going to have a webinar about news trading. And of course, before we start, have in mind that everything you see and hear from me is my personal opinion only. This webinar is being recorded and it will be uploaded to YouTube channel. News trading, and this is PATS revised, price action training school revised. So pay attention to the information because it might help you in your trading decisions. So today's agenda will be fundamentals, key releases, currency focus, news focus, and PNT news trading. About NFP trading, we will do in a separate webinar. So first, we will talk about news trading. So what are fundamentals and behind the decisions to actually sell or buy the price after the news? First, one of the most important things are that all these economic data tends to be very sensitive, and those are important catalysts for short-term movements in any market. Whenever some news in the market kick in, you will see some movement, but usually we don't see any movement unless the news is high impact. Those high impact news actually provide the spike momentum that can be also traded. And depending on the current state of the economy, relative importance of these releases usually change. So it's important that you understand that spike momentum during news can also be traded easily, but of course, have in mind that the risk is very, very important, and you should always think about the risk before you start trading the news. I mean, the system itself, the way how you trade is not complicated. As I say, it's easy, but you need to be well aware of the risk that you can take by trading the news. So be very, very careful. And depending on the current state of the economy, the relative importance of these releases very often change. Now, the key to trading news is knowing which releases matter and which not, because not each data is important. I always, back in time, I traded the news. Now, because I have my live trading room and a lot of things to manage, I really don't care about news trading. But this is the webinar will show you how you can trade the news on a very easy manner, just placing some pending orders. So if you feel that you might like to do it, then do it. As I say, I don't need to do it, so I don't trade the news anymore. But back then, 5-6 years ago, I traded almost each time the NFP or some important news data. It's very, very essential to say that some news create shorter, but some create mid-term impact. If you want to trade the news, you need to pick the news that can create shorter spikes, because you effectively trade the spike after the news. There are usually a massive amount of traders that will trade the news with you, and all of us traders are actually subdued by algo trading, because whenever some news kick in, algo traders, those are robots that trade on the news automatically, and they will spike up or spike down the price. So you should definitely go, in my opinion, with pending orders, because it's much more secure than making market orders. Algos will always be faster than you, so you cannot click as fast as algos can. So those robots are very, very optimized for new spikes. And all of these new spikes will cause a relatively large movement immediately following the news release. So that is very important for you to understand. Now, which are key releases? Those are interest rate decisions, NFP, FOMC decision, inflation. It's called consumer price or producer price, CPI or PPI. Then we have unemployment news, industrial production, business sentiment surveys, consumer confidence surveys, and trade balance. Okay. Other than that, manufacturing sector surveys and stress tests that don't happen very often. In order to simplify this data, I will show you the calendar that I use. So you need to focus on the calendar, and that the calendar that I use, and I've been using it for a long time, it's Forex Factory calendar. So here on the Forex Factory, you will see different colors. So usually you will see yellow, orange, and red. News that can be traded are only red. So those are most important news. When you log into the calendar, you can actually adjust the clock so it shows the real time. Okay, and of course you can easily change the settings here. So I usually put only here. You can just do it like this, apply filter, and whenever some red news is coming, you will see it here in the calendar. Of course, there are different pairs. So when you see the Australian dollar, so you trade Australian dollar USD, usually Australian or Australian dollar Japanese yen. When you see CAD news, you trade CAD, you trade dollar CAD, Euro CAD, or CAD Japanese yen. When you see Japanese yen, you trade Japanese yen crosses such as dollar yen, Japanese yen, okay, or effectively dollar yen is mostly traded when yen news kick in. Then there is also dollar news. You can of course trade euro dollar, dollar yen, dollar CAD is not so, it doesn't move that much for just dollar news. For CAD news, CAD is for CAD currency pair, CAD news is most important, and this is what happened today. So I will show you how you could also trade this impact here on after the news announcement. So whenever you see red news, you might try to trade it, but as I say, it's totally different approach to intraday trading. It's totally different approach to positional trading. If you trade the news, it's important that you trade it separately of any position. So you don't mix it. For example, you have euro dollar long, and there is some news you want to pull short. You can pull the short, of course, but you need to leave euro dollar long running, because usually after the news, especially during big trends, the prices might drop and then go in trend direction. It's not unusual to happen. So what usually happens is what I actually am saying. If you have an uptrend and then there is suddenly news that pulls down the price, the price will immediately go down. It's called spike, but then it will correct itself and proceed upwards. So it's very, very important for you to understand the logic behind the news trading. You don't mix it with any other position. It's a separate position, and it doesn't have to do anything except for the deviation numbers. So I will explain that later during the webinar. Okay, now currency focus. This is important. Currency pairs that you trade, I put it in 4 groups. US dollar, British pound, euro. That is the first group. Then Canadian dollar, that is a separate in a second group. The third group is Australian dollar and Japanese yen, and the fourth group is New Zealand dollar. So usually, first 2 groups are traded during London and New York session. CAD is traded, well, I might say exclusively during the US session. And 3 and 4 group are actually, the third and fourth group are Pacific crosses. So you trade during Australian session, during Tokyo session. Okay, that is important, guys. During Australian and during Tokyo session also. Now, what is important? As I said at the beginning, not each news can be traded. Now I will use an example of tradable news and will tell you the things that you need to check before you trade the news. Sometimes Japanese yen can be traded. I say sometimes because London traders, for London traders, it's a bit late for us London traders to trade Japanese yen. Only, for example, dollar yen or GBP yen or something that is related to crosses that have other than Japanese yen in their base currency. Now, you need to distinguish between tradable and high impact news. Focus, guys, only on this specific news. So for that, you need to open Forex Factory calendar. And now you will find on the internet, probably if you search for news trading, my other videos that I did for news trading. But these are this webinar is up-to-date webinar. So this is how you should do it now. It's not important anymore, guys, if the deviation is higher, lower, because algo traders will, algo trading robots will automatically, even in a split second, they will spike the price up or down. So you don't have the time to watch these deviation numbers. For example, we will see the CAD news and we will see the Australian dollar news on today's example. And you will see that reactions to the news are so fast that you will not you will not be able to read here on the calendar, because the price is will already start to move. So you just focus on these red news. Don't watch for this because it's not important. Algo traders will tell you what's going on even before these numbers kick in. And this wasn't happening 3, 4, 5 years ago. So guys, I always say it's important that you watch webinars that I do, because I always update it. The situation is not the same like it was 5, 6 years ago. So it's different, guys. Even from 3 years ago is different. So let's use the example now on, for example, dollar CAD. So how do you trade it, guys? It's important that you understand. You need to put, you need to go with pending orders. So this was actually, you know that if you watch the calendar, you know that news for the CAD is going to happen. I will log in. Just give me a few seconds. I need to have the time here. So here. Okay, and then we apply only importance, only red, apply the filter, and here. The news actually was scheduled for 4 o'clock my time. Okay, so I go to platform and I see that this candle is actually, because the platform is +1, so it's actually 14:55. So this is this candle is 5 minutes prior to news release. So always go, guys, with 1 or 5 minute charts. So what's going on here is actually 5 minutes before the news. Find the most recent swing high and swing low and just put pending orders, 2 pips plus the spread. So if you see, this is the time when we were waiting for the news, 5 minutes prior to news release, and you just see this was the previous. So sorry, guys, this was the previous high, the most obvious high, and obviously this was the most current low. You don't go, guys, too much in the past, because this is 5 minute time frame. Only couple of hours is enough. So if you see that this was actually the most recent swing low, it was like 10:55. You see, obviously this is enough, because you trade the current price. You don't go in the past and watch for previous swings highs, previous swings low. It's not, it doesn't work like that. This is spike trading. You trade like maybe for split of second you want to trade and then close your trade. Okay, so this is how you do it. Just find most recent swing high and swing low. Obviously this was the most recent swing high and this was the most recent swing low. Okay, it's like 8 hours, so it's very, very recent. And you put pending order 2 pip plus the spread above this high. So if the high is 34.61, the spread here on this account is for the dollar CAD is 0 pips, 0 point something. So 2 pips above the price. 34.63 should be your entry. And this is pending order, guys. You put 2 pending orders. You don't know where the news will go, so you put 2 pending orders. Another pending order is put at 34.35, and you just wait. So you do this 2-3 minutes prior to news release, and you will see this is the spike. How many pips you will take, I don't care, guys. This is purely spike trading, news trading. You don't actually, you need to see if your order will get filled, because it won't happen that this is filled and then the price suddenly drops. Usually the price will spike immediately. You can use pivot points, you can use whatever, guys, you want. Just have in mind that the risk is always fixed. Put 1% of the risk, okay, if you want to trade the news. Or traders who want to just trade the news, who are more experienced, you can trade 2% of the risk of your account. And then Stop loss is usually placed below the last swing low if you go long, or above last swing or above the last swing high if you go short. But you don't use stop loss because it will instantly cancel the other, right? So you need to actually be there. This is, you put pending orders, but you need to watch. So this is what happened. Bang. You can take, you can put whatever pivot point you want, whatever you want to take profits. But guys, have in mind that this is instant trading. It's not like we are trading currencies. This is spike trading. So if you can wait, for example, for a full candle to close, and then after the candle close, you take the profit. So you don't need to watch anything except that, guys. I told you at the beginning, this is totally different to any other way of trading. Now, guys, I will show you the Australian dollar, what happened also during the night. So let's find it out. The news was scheduled, CPI, very important news, guys. This is the explanation here. If you are not an economist, you want to read the explanation. And okay, so the news was scheduled at 3:30. Okay, so 3:30. Let's find it on the chart. 3:30 in the morning, guys. So we need to go at 4:25, because this is my platform plus one here. So this is it, guys. You see what happened. Most previous swing high, most recent swing high, obviously was here, and swing low, obviously, yeah, I would say, yeah, I don't just want to have a big buffer. Yeah, 20 pips is fine, guys. 20 pip buffer in the zone is fine. So yeah, this is okay, 20 pip. So put pending order. The spread is also very small. So 71.04, 70.78. So this is it, guys. And same thing, bang. So that is how you do it. Nothing more, nothing less. That is why I said it's pretty simple. Just place pending orders, guys, but you need to watch it. So if you need to be there. I don't know how to trade it other way. I did it this way, and I know this is the only way that it can be profitable. But you need to know that you need to sit there and you don't pay attention to risk to reward. This is spike trading, guys. This is what algos do. So the candle close here, you take the profit and you are fine. You don't care if the price will continue going down or the price will continue going up. It's not important. It's important that you understand the logic. Algos are always faster than you. It's not like 3, 5, 10 years ago. That is why we have webinars, updated webinars that are always up to date. So put pending orders, guys, above the high, above the low. Wait for the market reaction. Market reacted here. You close the trade. It doesn't matter, guys. You can close the trade here, there, or there. Usually what can happen is the price spikes down, but then again, it goes up if the trend is to the upside. It can happen very often. So that is why you need to be very fast on your fingers, very nimble on your fingers. It can happen that the price actually does not listen to you afterwards and it simply goes up in trend direction. Why? Because algos are, they traded, they already closed their trades, and then each close of a short trade is automatic buy into the market, and the market returns back into the trend. Okay, guys. So this was actually about the news trading. Mick is asking about thoughts on crypto. Yeah, I mean, you can also do crypto trading, but I don't do it, and I don't trade cryptos. The only thing is that you can do is actually there are no news that are crypto related. So I still haven't figured out a correlation between Bitcoin and currency pairs. I mean, correlation is not that clear to me. So I would say do not trade cryptos after the news releases, because those are specific. I can say people are treating it like commodities. So it's totally different to currency pairs. So I would definitely stay away from that. But if you want just my opinion, at this point, Bitcoin is, as I said, buy on the dip. It's intraday trend, buy the dip. Okay, so this would be all, guys, regarding news trading. As you could see, pretty much simplified way of trading, but you need to be careful. You need to be fast on your fingers. And of course, always have in mind the risk that you use, because it's not the risk to reward here on news trading is not that great. So it can be very, very good for your account, but it can also be very bad if you use a much bigger risk than you should. So take this information into account. If you have any other questions, guys, feel free to ask me. Again, watch the Forex Factory calendar. Only red news and only trade red news. Other than red news, it's not important. And of course, the most important news are always CPI, important central banks meeting and their statements, and of course GDP. Guys, all of these news are tradable, and you can actually try to see at least how it goes. Try it on demo account before you go live and see if it works for you. Marzena is asking, hi Nenad, next step after watching your PATS videos. Marzena, next step will be announced in my last video for Price Action Trading School. So you will see everything will be summarized on one screen. So you will be ready in time. Don't worry. For this moment, focus on this, what I had to say. Try to practice it. And after that, you will see. I haven't forgot it, so don't worry. Thank you for listening, guys. I hope that everything is clear. This webinar is being recorded. It will be uploaded to YouTube, so you will be able to watch it as many times as you wish. I wish you a great trading. I wish you a great trading day. And of course, go through them, listen to them. It's up-to-date info. And I hope that you will, of course, be a part of our Elite CurrenSea live team. Cheers, guys. As always, trade safe.